Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And welcome to my NXT review. This week's NXT was had a different feel to me when I saw this show because it's not a pattern that NXT follows every week. They have some championship that's being done. Of course, there was the huge championship match between Gargano and Kross, and I was rooting for Gargano, and I was really expecting Gargano to win. Like we've been seeing, listening to rumors that Kross is gonna be called up to the main roster. So we've been expected that this could be the last defense for Karrion Kross. Losing it to Johnny Gargano wouldn't be a bad thing or something because he's an established NXT superstar. So he can be a takeover guy again. Johnny Takeover, last time he had 57 days only as a champion. That's a kind of a stat which was there, but still, as I said, I had a different feel, as I said, because we didn't see we didn't see the familiar faces like the tag team champions, the North American champion. We saw them, in a match or something. We didn't saw like in a major kind of way. Rather, it was kind of a show where new faces were being introduced, yet they were also being having storylines moving on for the forward, and a couple of interesting things that we saw, and that hooked me into this show. Definitely, I would say that. So a pretty good show, I would say. A good show to pretty good show. So we began with the first match, which was Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai. So this match came up because Dakota Kai, actually, they had a backstage promo where she challenged Ember Moon for the match, and that actually made this official. And this match actually is opening the show and open the show. And this match, talking about this match, I was really actually expecting Dakota Kai to win, because I've been seeing that she's been losing for many weeks right now. So she needs that edge, she needs that victory. I thought about that more than Ember Moon. So Ember Moon also had something that wasn't she expected, actually, because Shotzi's gone. So they actually commentated that she actually had a best of luck for Ember Moon. Actually told or on tweeted that she had best of luck for Shotzi for her career. So they said that she has been called down to the main roster. That they said, commentators said like that. But definitely that big part Shotzi was really missing for Ember Moon. It's not like she's being away with an injury or something, like they did, like when they Candice LeRae actually attacked Shotzi. That was not the case. It was completely different scenario, because she's not only a singer superstar, she's a tag team with Tegan Nox, and they are going for the tag team championship, women's tag team championship, eventually, I guess, because they actually defeated the tag team champion, women's tag team champion, Natalia and Tamina. So it's a completely different situation. So that was also a story part that was there. A good worked match, a well worked match, I would say. Nothing so special or something. A basic match. Dakota Kai worked very well here. Ember Moon too worked very well here, and in the end we saw Moon actually walks over to Kai and gets on the apron. Kai actually dives off, but she dodges that, and Moon goes for a springboard move, but she gets clocked by Kai, and she pulls Moon into the ring, and elevator reverse backstabber, and that's it. That was it, and Dakota Kai got the victory here. So a well worked, a well opening match, a good opening match, I would say that. So after the match, we saw a segment where we saw Xylee coming out, and she walked straight up to Raquel, and I don't know you did notice or something, but did you notice the reaction of Dakota Kai? I've been expecting this since May. Like she should turn on. Raquel or Dakota. Whoever, she should turn on the champion. I want to see the storyline Dakota Kai versus Raquel, and that was actually being spilled the beans. Actually, there. If you see the reaction, because because what happened was Xylee came out, and Xylee actually was standing on the ramp, and Xylee actually she was with Bo, I think, and she says Raquel says that she walked straight up to Raquel actually, and while walking, Dakota guy was in front of Raquel. She was standing. She didn't even notice Dakota guy, and she completely ignored her, and that didn't like her, kind of like she kind of kind of she felt like in the feeling, her reaction told every story, like she felt like she's kind of a bridesmaid, and she's kind of a sidekick to Raquel Gonzalez. So it's kind of a very very small storytelling that actually saw from her face, and I don't think that was a surprise or something. That was definitely a point to note about, and that was definitely that they created actually to see the to have to reach that story to the fans. So kind of making up. So early today we saw so Raquel actually accepts it, and next week it's confirmed Raquel Gonzalez with Xylee. I don't see a title change, but I don't be would be surprised as well. I mean, I don't think Dakota Kai would be turning or something, but maybe they can start off the angle with this like. But this no, this is championship match. This has a major implication. Then I do know that, but I do expect 90%, 95% that Raquel is gonna retain this championship. I don't know why Xylee is not on the level to have to hold the championship right now. She should build that character, and she should have some gain up some victory in takeovers and main events. I mean, yeah. So that. That's my opinion actually. And we get to the next segment where Mackenzie spoke with Diamond Mine and Malcolm Bevins, and put over how they had the best wrestlers, the best coaches, and the best prospect. And Byron said it's open challenge time, and they want to make some money, they say. And Bobby Fish walks up and says it sounds perfect, and he is in. And Byron says Fish will face Rust, as Fish comes up, and they had a challenge laid out. So Bobby Fish versus Tyler Rust. I eventually have a thought that Bobby Fish is going to join this group. I mean, he would be a very good addition to this group, because they both have that kind of MMA style, and Bobby Fish could be a very good kind of addition to this thing, Diamond Mine. When they debuted, it was a big thing, but it's not like that right now. I knew that there's so much pieces moving forward, so much storylines actually moving forward. The whole Samoa Joe situation, the Adam Cole, the NXT championship scenario, the women's championships are another thing, and so many storylines are the North American situation. North American situation, the Butler situation. So much storyline. So you see that, because they are not kind of giving so much time for Diamond Mine ever since their debut. I can say that they are still holding up for that, because still holding up. In the future, we will see Diamond Mine guys getting pushed to a high level. I want to see that. And like just like Hitro had. Hitro actually debuted, and they had some kind of absence, and then they actually came up strong, and the leader has now the North American championship. So that's the way they are going to do, I think so. And LA Knight segment, this is the most fun segment that we had in this NXT episode actually show. Actually, LA Knight is chilling at his place, and now we know that he's gonna be the butler, and he's in gonna uh, uh, escape from that. He's not reluctant. He's doing very well. I mean, he's happy to do it, kind of. He's accepted because he's doing it. And one of the best thing that we actually saw, Ellen Knight is chilling at this place with this title actually, and says on the phone that Cameron Grimes is late, and the doorbell rings, and Knight goes to greet Grimes, saying he's late. Grimes says he holds his promise and says going to the broom, and Knight says the only place he's going to the back, where his stylist gave him a makeover. And Knight is then on the phone when Grimes shows up, and they had completely makeover Grimes, and he really looked good actually, in my opinion. And Grimes is excited because he says he looks great, and Knight isn't happy. Like Grimes is accepting all the things that he's throwing around, and says he's look like a penguin, just to piss him off, and he ain't gonna piss him, and he's just living living the Butler life. Actually, he's following the rules, and Grimes happily follows along to get to work, and he's happily doing this work. And get to the next match, second match, Tyler Rust versus Bobby Fish. So Tyler Rust, the is the Diamond Mine member, is going up against Bobby Fish. So it would have been sense when Kushida could have faced Tyler Rust. Actually, Roderick Strong, when they debuted Diamond Mine, they attacked Kushida. Uh, so they should have followed this route. Actually, I don't know why Bobby Fish route was come up, but still whatever. But this match was a fine match, a good match. I mean, a well worked match, I would say. Nothing to say about nice match. Um, Good moments here and there. Basic match, I would say that, just to have the TV time for Diamond Mine guys and Bobby Fish as well. So that was it, and we got in the end Rust with a chop block and buzzsaw kick. And I like the ending actually, because that buzzsaw kick, that's MMA style actually, and they that's a high selling there, because we don't see buzzsaw king. We don't see like in main roster or something getting a buzzsaw kick and you're getting pinned. So their style is entirely different. Like they are very different from other MMA guys, because their strikes are stiff, and that can get you out of cold. So that was the thing. Tyler Rust got the victory here, and I mean, not very surprising, because Bobby Fish ain't in that he is actually revolving around the lower mid card title, mid card range, only in the roster. So I'm surprised actually. So after the match, Diamond Mine surrounded Fish, and he gets up only to have Kushida come in to rescue Fish and clear. So now they actually, I thought about that, they are going with this direction and clear the Diamond Mine from the ring. And Strong says they are on Diamond Mine's time now, and they leave. And we get to the next segment where Samoa Joe is backstage to approach Karrion Kross and remind him of the rules. Kross is boxing, and he's not looking, he's not listening, kind of ignoring him, ignoring Joe. And he doesn't respond. Joe kicks the bag away. Kross says if Joe screws in the match, he's the one that will be dealt with. And Joe says, I will take that as a yes, and walks off. So pretty dramaful kind of thing. Pretty angry moments were there. And the way he's entering the arena earlier, and Beth Phoenix asking Indy what happens, kind of what romance is going on. Indy, Dexter Loomis. Indy said nothing happened, as it wasn't the right time. Beth tells her that sometimes you just gotta take a chance and walk off. So that was the segment, and we got to the third match, and this was could have been happened like Sarah versus Tony Storm, but Tony Storm is debuting in SmackDown. So I think so. Yeah, that's why. So if you don't know Gigi Dolan, who she is, so she's a spouse of AEW superstar Darby Allin, and I didn't know that. I googled it, so I thought I actually known about that. But still, she looked beautiful, and she looked very good in the ring as well. Both of them actually, Saray and Gigi Dolan. Now the name actually, her name is that. The name is very kind of WWE's name that they come about like Dewdrop or something. Yeah, but still, that is it is what it is. And the match itself was a short match, nothing to say, but they worked it very well. It had a lot of intensity, and they worked out a very fast-paced match, and liked about that. And I was into this match because and so there was a new things actually tried around, like new faces were there, and I like about that like picture, because every week we see that the championship match, the rematches, and all the same thing. So it was a very different kind of thing, and we had an NXT breakout tournament qualifier as well. So that's a different kind of feel of NXT episode that I thought that I told about. So Saray gets the victory at 3 minutes 20 seconds, and by that drop kick onto the face, and that was nasty, and that was very into her chin actually. And so that was this match, and we get to this next segment where Legado del Fantasma is backstage, and Santos Escobar is talking to Wild and Mendoza, and he says that Reed is lucky he never has to face Santos again. However, Swerve is not so lucky, and he has a title match, a title which will be Santos, because Santos had the target for now. Hitro member, Hitro leader, actually, you can say. Isaiah Southcott, they talk trash about the Cypher from last week, before Santos talks about how Dexter Loomis is a loser in love, and tonight a loser in the ring. That's next. So the kind of the promo really well goes well, but then they out of nowhere go into Dexter Lumis situation, which he had no business about, and this was a throwaway match. I didn't like about what they did here. Maybe they could have, if they would have any segment or something kind of in the NXT, and they had come some kind of brawl, that could have been good, like a Legado del Fantasma and Hitro kind of having the promo or something, that could have been good than this match actually. And then we get a pre-match tournament hype kind of a vignette for Duke Hudson talking about his motivation and his looks and all, and just what we have seen so many much times. Uh, just BS, and we get to a next match, Dexter Loomis versus Santos Escobar. This was also a pretty okay match. There was some sloppiness here and there, but still it was moving well. I would say that I'm not very into Dexter Loomis style of wrestling. He's very calm and he's cold kind of character as well as wrestling as well. He speeds up. He actually. Increases the pace of match. Sometimes Santos Escobar is not like that. He's kind of more of a kind of a lucha style wrestler. So the mix of style wasn't that liked for me actually. But still, this match wasn't called for because this match just a throwaway match. As I said, it would have been good if they had done something promo between Hitro and the Hitro and this and Legado del Fantasma team, because Escobar is going for the North American title. So that's my thought. And the end we saw Loomis but Wild slams Loomis into the ring post with refs attention on Santos, and Wild back in the ring, and Phantom Driver gets the win. So that was this match. And both of them were heel, and the heels actually had a face off after that. After the match, Hitro comes up, confirms Legado del Fantasma. I mean, I was really intrigued, like they could have many good matches, tag team matches. This would be very good, man, if you think about, like, they are both heels, but I think so they could turn Legado del Fantasma faces, because they are more of the faces here, I think so. The numbers advantage is also with Hitro, so I think so the more kind of tilting is towards the Legado del Fantasma team. But again, this was the face off, so maybe we could see in the forward that they could have some tag team match, and they could have leading into the championship match as well. So not a very exciting match or something. Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, but a good defense for Swerve Scott, because a strong defense actually, because and for Santos as well, he's coming into that from that cruiserweight kind of storyline, from that into the North American title storyline. Santos Escobar is so good with the championship storyline. He needs that championship. Whenever he has some championship linked on to his storyline, he's very good. So that's the pattern of him. So after the match, we saw after the face off, we saw Wade Barrett had a sit down interview with Kyle O'Reilly and asked how the loss from last week affected him. And O'Reilly says he was missing that killer instinct last week, and he wonders now if he needs the Undisputed Era and Kyle O'Reilly back. He says that Kyle is still in him and he will fight with Cole again. So they actually confirm kind of that it's gonna be happening, because I mean it was very fast, I would say, but they should not have rushed it, because they have time right now, because Cole can't get away with what he has done. He said he's the guy who can and will finish Adam Cole, and he ends with this interview. And back with LA Knight and Butler, Grimes comedic things, and Knight gives him a whole host of rules to do. He shows Grimes his lawn and says to mow the lawn on a big mower. He's like it's a simple thing, and Knight says he has used a tiny push mower, and Grimes says, I'm kind of reluctantly, okay, I mean, it's no problem. His grandma used to chase him around with one of those, he says, and Grimes being happy. And Knight is like, what, man? What? He's not pissing off. He's not frustrating. And Knight is actually frustrated. And but rather Grimes is very delightful and happy. So many fun segments that we gonna see in coming weeks. I'm very intrigued and very happy about this Grimes and LA Knight situation. They both are so good, have a very well chemistry. And during the break, we saw after the match, Dexter Lumis match, Indy went out to carry Dexter away after his loss and dropped him. They went to kiss, but again, Candice broke Beth Phoenix heart by pulling her, and they didn't complete that romance again. and we get to the NXT breakout tournament match. We get into the serious stuff. Then we get to this match. I expected a good match here, and it was a simple story where Duke Hudson was a big guy, and Ikemen Jiro was actually a fan of a great Muta and the style of wrestling of them, and more of a fast-paced athletic and athletic and kind of style, and so that's the way of the style that was meshed up. And Jiro was trying to control this big guy, but Duke Hudson always cuts him off with big moves, big slams, belly to belly suplexes, and finally Hudson actually pulls Jiro onto the apron. Jiro with a Rana into the ring and big kick, but a boss man slam, or you can say big hole slam by Hudson, and that ends it. And Duke Hudson had a kind of a simple victory with like a Jiro. I would say that most of the match Duke Hudson actually had offense on Ikemen. Ikemen did not get that much of offense, so he's out now, Ikemen, but he's a great talent. I mean, yeah, he can be a good kind of like a Kushida kind of wrestler. I could be kind of toe to toe with kind of cruiserweight division. He could go with that. So it was fast, but still it was a pretty okay match, I would say. Sometimes sloppy as well here and there, but all the matches, I say, it was new and it was not very great. It was not very good or something. It was just basic matches and some cool moments here and there that was there. So we get to the next segment where Mackenzie asks Dunn who he thinks will win the NXT title match, but Dunn doesn't care. He issues threats and says he'd beat either one of them one on one. Thatcher comes in and asks because he's the best technical wrestler, and out comes Thatcher, and we know that Thatcher how technically sound he is, and he asks which it is. He's the best technician in history. So maybe next week or something we could see these two technician who is the best technician kind of the match. I'm so waiting for this match. I'm so excited for this match. This could be a great match, and I'm very sure about that. And Dunn asks who's asking, and Champa actually runs in and attacks. Security breaks it up as we go to the break. So good kind of that setup, matchup setup. I'm totally into this. And we are back with a recap of Zoe Stark and Io Shirai in NXT Tag Team Championship win from last week's show. They didn't have any segment or something, so that was kind of a very bad thing, because we didn't see any tag team actually being shown or something, interview or something, nothing. So it was a kind of different kind of NXT episode or show, but still they hold it up. It was into a pretty good range. They still dragged it up on with that main event, and this was certainly that sold with that main event thing, and nothing was there, and apart from that. And I don't see the Aliyah turn is a very big thing or something. And we get to Casey Caton Zero and Karen Carter versus Jesse Kamiya and Aliyah, hopefully kind of a contenders. They didn't state that, but future kind of storyline for the women's tag team titles. And Casey Caton Zero, Karen Carter, and they picked up the victory easily. And Aliyah is angry then, and she viciously hits right and left. She actually had a slap on Robert Stonebrand, and then she actually kicks on her onto the gut as well, and running kick, and that ends, and she's happy. And fans totally is on to Aliyah right now, and she's turned completely babyface. She had a very good reception actually. I didn't expect like a this good reaction Aliyah would be getting. I mean, she did get a very good reaction. Jessica Mia was just watching her partner in the match, and Jessica Mia, she didn't do anything. But we saw something interesting, another thing, because this what's her name? Uh, yeah, Frankie Monet comes up and talks to Jesse with what is, and she actually picks up Robert Stone brand. So maybe a new Robert Stone brand is coming. Frankie Monet, Jessica Mia, and they are going to have something. So Aliyah is out then. So Aliyah would be a singles kind of wrestler to be going forward. I mean, good. I mean, they've been doing this for some very long time right now. They've been working like that as well. So Samoa Joe goes up to Gargano then and Theory and tells them to follow the rules. And Gargano is okay, man. I will do it. Says it's all good and tries to play kind of buddy buddy. They shouts Joe 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 kind of that. Uh, that they do, and Josh just shakes his head and walks out, and he comes to face with Pete Dunne again. They are doing with this face off so many times. I mean, what are they telling? Eventually they're gonna have a match. I think they are teasing like that and stare off before Dunne leaves, and we go to break, then commercials, and we get to LA Knight again showing up and finds Cameron Grimes sitting in his near the pool, and a kid is doing his candy. This was the funniest segment of all the segment of the of all the segment of the this week's NXT. And Graham said he may be Knight's butler, but he's also a millionaire and now he's out to delegate. And Knight says when he wants Grimes to do it, he should do it. And Grimes gets hit and introduces a kid, and his name is Noah. He goes to pay the kid how much you want, and Knight says no. Knight says no, no payment or something, and the kid kicks Knight in the Knight in the leg, and and he actually fell down because not because of that. Knight's glasses actually get knocked out of his hand, and Knight gets knocked into the pool accidentally. And Grimes is Knight is like, you did you did it eventually, you did it, yeah, you did it, a kind of thing. And Adam Cole comes into the ring and says, my God, it says good to say he told you so. He says he proved he was better than Kyle O'Reilly at Great American Bash, and he's a greatest NXT superstar. But he said that he's okay with losing because Kyle O'Reilly is loser. He says that, and then he mocks Kyle for his interview, and then he go to some Mojo situation where he actually choked out. So they were going to this situation, and kind of what he did, because he didn't save as well, and he did choked out as well while they had a brawl with Kyle O'Reilly. So that didn't go well with Adam Cole, and that is still in his mind. And but outcomes out of nowhere, I mean, didn't expect Bronson Reed comes up. I mean, seeing Bronson Reed is like very odd right now, because he just lost the North American title, such a huge success, huge celebration that he had, and then out of nowhere, just he had 1 month or something and he just lost. I mean, that wasn't the way that they should have gone with. But if they want to have the main roster call up, they should have done it this week, or maybe could see next week or something. But now kind of they are getting into this program, Adam Cole, maybe a one-off match kind of program, I think so, not a big program or something. But still, after finishing this, he's definitely going on to Kyle O'Reilly again, so maybe a rubber match again. So Bronson Reed comes up, and who says Cole is a master of mind games and manipulating that people with something to lose don't have anything to lose. He says he doesn't have the North American title anymore, so he has nothing to lose. He says all eyes are on him and wondering what his next move is. And Reed says Cole is his golden opportunity, and Cole goes for a super kick, and but gets caught. Very smart. Reed splashes Cole, who runs out of the ring, and then brings out Joe. Uh, so we are getting to the next match, the main event, and he comes downstairs at Cole and then walks by him into the ring. So many matches they are teasing, man, with Cole, with the Dunn, with the Kross. I mean, Gargano and O'Reilly are kind of okay. I mean, they are kind of buddy friends, kind of with Samoa Joe. So they are not in this mix. Actually, they are exceptions. And he stares off with Reed and then poses because the main event is next. And we get to Frankie, Jesse, and Robert are walking along. And Frankie says we don't have to worry about Aliyah anymore. And Mandy Rose comes up, and it says looks like the brand is under new management. And she walks off. Oh, don't know why she's done with that program or something with Natalia and Tamina, because they were doing the tag team championship program, women's tag team championship. But don't know why what they are going to do. Maybe kind of a double duty in NXT and SmackDown. I mean, yeah, SmackDown Raw. I don't know how it's gonna be. So I don't have any good problem Manditos getting returned to NXT or something, because she ain't doing anything there as well. She would be better off going very well in NXT as a single superstar, going have a one-off championship rivalry, one of some high-profile rivalry as well with some Ember Moon or something. You could do that. I mean, it definitely would be a plus point for Mandy Rose to show off her skills, not just a eye-catchy model, which people actually thinks about her. Yeah, so still thinks about like that. So we get to the main event, NXT Championship match, Johnny Gargano versus Karrion Kross. Big match feel was there. We had certain hope that Johnny Gargano was going to win, because Karrion Kross wasn't isn't is going to be called up. That was the rumors and news that was going around. But this match was so great, man. I mean, it was a very good match, I would say. But certainly, I would say comparing with Adam Cole and Finn Balor, or Adam Cole and Karrion Kross, or Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, not at that level of kind of match, because that was way better than this. But still, they did a very good story where they actually had a belief in Johnny Gargano that this guy could win, and people were all with Johnny Gargano, and all reaction were with Johnny Gargano. And Karrion Cross is not the guy the who is not the guy which was in April, right? April, right? Yes, he's completely different right now. He's heel, so I mean, he's completely different, and people are supporting Johnny Gargano now. So he's way over from that championship. So I'm kind of expecting a change as well in coming takeover. I mean, because we've been seeing this kind of, so maybe we could see, but. Yeah, but this match was so good, man. I mean, Gargano with his babyface comeback, and he was completely destroying. Karrion Cross was completely destroying with Saito suplex, with backdrops and all, slams into the commentary table, and the bell actually didn't ring. Samoa Joe was Samojo had a hard time actually controlling these guys. Obviously, Cross wasn't listening, but this was what happened, and we get to picture in picture, and that actually had something. I mean, it's always a thing, because it kind of ruins main event, but still it is what it is. But it kind of had gone away from the match, but still it was playing out. But still the match was good. I mean, very good match, very good TV match, I would say. Very good main event. They told the story as well very well. Babyface versus heel, the big guy versus small guy, and the underdog, and the most dominant champion. He defeated five best superstars actually. So definitely, in that aspect, if you think so, he's not gonna lose to Gargano. But that backstage news and all, that's the way actually where I think about that. Maybe you could see a title change. And in the end, we saw uh, Cross wasn't listening to Joe from time to time, his counts and all. But yeah, he didn't do anything. Joe and Cross didn't do anything. He was going for the steps, but Joe actually controlled him to not go for the steps, and he actually just stands in front of him. He's kind of controlling him, and Cross isn't liking him. And this after the match, we saw he slams Gargano repeatedly in the plexiglass, and this shows Joe some disrespect. Cross picks up the ring step, but Joe grabs them and pulls them down. They stare off. Gargano comes from the out of the ring with the DDT on the outside. He gets Cross inside. One final beat and cover, but man kicked out. And Cross decks Gargano and hits a series of powerbombs. I mean, I was legitimately expecting, like, please, man, Gargano, win, man. I was legitimately into this story. And side suplex, Cross lies in wait as Gargano asks if he's done, and that charging forearm was enough for Gargano as he takes the pinfall, get the victory. Very good match, not long match, but still worked out very well. And Gargano matches are very must see. You could say that he's always very good in the ring. And that was it. And after the match, Joe and Cross get in each other's face. Now this actually got interesting, and Joe goes to walk off, and kind of he was going for the Joe was going for the attack, but Scarlett actually was actually came into the front, and she kind of controlled, and Joe had a kind of a laugh that your moment is controlling you kind of thing. He didn't say anything. I thought about that. There's something say, and they would be then brawling around, but they didn't. He didn't say anything. Joe turned around while he was exiting the ring. Cross actually choked him out with that straight jacket, and Joe is out, and he's completely out. And you bought this on yourself, Cross says, as the crowd boos to the hell, and he stall over Joe as we ends this NXT show. So ending was great, man. I mean, definitely this is going with Cross versus Joe now. I mean, yeah, that's gotta be happening. That's gotta be happening now. So maybe next takeover. This confirmed, like, he have already said that he's actually preparing to get in the back in the ring. So maybe they could have cleared him. They are kind of having the kind of wrapping up all the things, the news and all. Maybe he would be training apart from this NXT role as well. So yeah, we don't know, but still I would say that good episode of NXT. New things we saw here, and I would say not the best episode of NXT, but really very different feel to the NXT show this time. New faces and all, and some negative stuffs were there as well, but that is only for 1 week we see. So that's it. NXT is pretty doing good. So that's it, man. Please put out your thoughts on the main event. Actually, how do you rate this main event, and what's how about the show actually? How did you like the show? I mean, did you like the show actually? So please put on the comment section below, and see you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, and peace.